Are there any shortcuts to a long life? Well, some people believe they have the answers, and they're putting themselves to the test in their quest for longevity. Meredith Averill and her husband Paul McLaughlin have been practicing calorie restriction for the last 14 years. They eat only specific amounts of foods that are high in nutrition but low in calories, like vegetables. Lots and lots and lots of vegetables. Meredith and Paul, you are weighing your meal and tabulating calories on the computer? Why?
Because I want to know the amount of fat in my meal. I want to know the amount of protein in my meal.
So how many calories do they consume in a day? Meredith, about 1,500. And Paul and his fellow male calorie restrictors, about 1,900 calories. That's 30% less than the average American. They even measured their olive oil and lemon juice. They claim the benefits of eating this way are astounding.
How old are you?
I'm 61. My heart and my blood vessels are like those of a person many decades younger than me.
I'm 60 years old. I have 20/20 vision. On IQ tests have increased 30%. That's over 14 years. It's usually just the opposite.
What about skin and hair? That's important to a woman.
A lot of people come up to me and ask me, what am I doing to my skin that it looks as healthy as it does? And
does calorie restriction work? Dr. Robert N. Butler is the author of The Longevity Revolution. He says it's the only proven way to extend life.
In almost every animal species, it has increased life significantly. If you reduce by about 30%, you get 30 additional % of life.
But long-term studies on humans are just getting started. Meredith and Paul are the subject of one study, and in their new book, The CR Way, they talk about how to live a calorie-restricted life. A typical breakfast?
Well, this morning I had some lentils. I had salmon. I had barley. I had a nice vegetable soup. I had some fruit. I had some blueberries. I had some raspberries and strawberries. I had some wheat berries.
Okay. No donuts and coffee. After that big breakfast, Meredith and Paul have only one more meal at 1 p.m. But 76-year-old Don Dowden eats just once a day.
I'm easily able to go 23 hours without food. And when I sit down for a meal, I'm very hungry, and I love it.
You know, we probably should eat off salad plates instead of dinner plates. But clearly, we eat too much food.
But if you're aiming to stay young, following Sylvester Stallone's lead may not be a good idea. To help keep his 61-year-old body in action hero shape, he uses human growth hormone, HGH, for its supposed anti-aging properties. But Professor Jay Olshansky of the Chicago School of Public Health says, beware.
With it, it's absolutely shocking that anyone would introduce this hormone into their body. There's a whole series of problems associated with it. Elevated risks of diabetes, of cancer.
I would prefer to raise growth hormone levels naturally. Weightlifting, which raises growth hormone levels rather than taking growth hormone injections. Okay, right now your heart rate's at 98 beats.
Dr. Terry Grossman runs a longevity clinic, the Grossman Wellness Center in Denver. He says you need a long-term systematic plan that includes strength training, aerobic exercise, a healthy diet, and meditation. Grossman starts with a comprehensive medical exam that lasts 2 full days.
We run a battery of tests, and we'll find that people have certain genetic predispositions to diseases, or they have certain conditions. So we'll use some supplements or medications that are specifically designed to prevent or treat those.
60-year-old Ray Kurzweil, scientist and award-winning inventor, teamed up with Grossman to write a book on the future of aging. Grossman and Kurzweil believe a personalized plan of aggressive supplementation helps to slow the aging process.
I'm taking 150 different substances, each of which has a lot of scientific evidence behind it. I have the hormonal levels and the nutrient levels of a 40-year-old. If I wasn't doing this, that would not be the case.
So what exactly is he taking? A lot of things you've heard of, like basic vitamins and minerals, and a lot of things you've never heard of, like
phosphatidylcholine, which actually reverses the aging of the cell membrane.
Other experts remain skeptical.
For the vast majority of the population who are taking these nutritional supplements, all they have is very, very expensive urine.
The things the experts all agree on is that everyone should be exercising, eating less, and lowering their stress levels. And as for the value of caloric restriction and supplementation to extend life, it will be years before we know for sure. But in the meantime, as they say about chicken soup, it can't hurt, and it might just help. When we come back, actor Paul Newman speeding toward the finish line. What's his secret for winning the ultimate race?
Fantastic!
Next.